Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
Or whatever it is that makes you feel you.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Hello and welcome to Kingsport, Tennessee and Brickyard Park. It's time. A trip to the championship on the line between the Johnson Royals and Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Gabriel Shry and here with me Lorenzo Robinson for the top of the first between these two programs. Johnson this season 26 wins. The Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs, you guessed it, 26 wins. We're about to get underway in the top of this first. Leading off batting, Caitlin Jeffers. Staring her down, a tough test. Tough arm to get past into the championship game. For these Royals, it's Bailey Phillips.
And this is the game that everybody wanted to see, especially after the classic showdown that they had just a few days ago. Went all the way down to the wire, went to extra innings. Tennessee Wesleyan was able to narrowly pull it out due to the heroics of Bailey Phillips in the circle and as well as at the plate. And this should be interesting. The three teams playing today, these have been the three most impressive teams throughout the year.
That's one way to start. Ropes to third base. She's down, one away in Kingsport from Brickyard Park. Here's a look at our next at bat, Audrey Morehouse. And Lorenzo, she's the freshman of the year.
Freshman of the Year, first team all-conference selection, and she has showed just why here in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Chopped left, this goes foul. She's safe as it gets down. 11 a.m. and these dugouts, you'd think it was 11 p.m. They're fired up.
And you would expect nothing less. A trip to the championship on the line, and there's some added motivation there for the Johnson Royals. Johnson was able to beat Tennessee Wesleyan in both matchups during the regular season. But here in Kingsport, Tennessee Wesleyan coming out on top in that showdown earlier this week. So there's a fair bit of motivation on their side to try to right the wrong, so to speak.
Bailey Phillips deals the 1-and-1, chopped left again, and it goes foul for Morehouse. Fouls off right side.
Phillips, as a pitcher, has been incredible all year. 14-3 record, 106 ERA. Of course, there was only one game this season that she surrendered more than 2 earned runs. That one game was against Johnson earlier this week.
Morehouse punched out. She strikes out and headed back to the dugout. Taking her place for the Johnson University Royals. Next in the batting order is Hampton, and Hampton has been a hero for Johnson throughout this. Certainly would have made it this far without a few of her key hits in the tournament.
Most definitely. Another first-team all-conference selection that's been showing out here in the conference tournament. Hampton pops this one up, and it goes foul over the fence. Gabe, that was absolutely correct. I mean, Ellen Hampton has been sensational this week, and everybody's been able to see just why. She was named first team all-conference. She's stepped up on numerous occasions for the Royals. This one pops straight up into the air and goes over the fence and fouled off, so it remains an 0-2 count. And even though she's had a really nice week of play, she did not have her best game against Tennessee Wesleyan earlier this week. She went 0 for 4 in that game. Now, the Royals were in it until the end, pretty much without much production from one of their better players, so look for her to try to have a better showing here today.
Fouled off left again. Hampton from Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Hampton fouls off into the backstop. Scoreless top of the first. Playing into the championship game against the Reinhardt University Eagles at 1 p.m. That's popped up into the infield, and we're down a side. We'll be back with the bottom of the first in just a moment from Brickyard Park.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The Royals now take to the outfield. We'll see how they do on the defensive side of things and getting to know the Johnson Royals. This is their record after tournament play. They've done really well in the tournament, risen to 26-14 overall. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs will be at bat. Here's a look at the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs as a team, a few of the star performers on the roster. Their overall record, also now 26 wins overall on the season. first in the batting order in the lineup. For Tennessee Wesleyan's Bulldogs, this is Chastain who's standing by. Macy, another player. Without her, the Bulldogs don't make it this far in the 2024 AAC softball tournament.
Absolutely, another first-team all-conference selection for the Bulldogs, and there's plenty of talent all over the field on both sides.
Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs baseball team is awaiting the winner of Game 1 of today's action at Hunter Wright Stadium on the other side of town. Floated across the plate. The 1-0 pitch makes it 2-0. Chastain doesn't like that. Strike one. Count 2-1.
You talk about a team probably not being here without certain players. How about the Johnson Royals and their pitcher, Lindy Weber, who has probably been one of the more impressive pitchers in the entire tournament. She wasn't an all-conference selection, but you'd be hard-pressed to find many pitchers who have performed better than her under the pressure of a conference championship being on the line.
Bulldogs offense this year, 195 runs as Chastain has walked down to the bag at first. Chastain's had a really good year. A freshman, 48 runs scored. They'll be looking to get her across home plate early. She's from McDonald, Tennessee, my next door neighbor.
Really?
Not literally, but I do live there. Delivered down inside. Courtney Sneed taking her cuts. Her average this season, 455. This is her 113th at bat. She's recorded 23 runs and 51 hits for the Bulldogs. Kind of pulls off back out to the circle. And you sort of did the credit where credit is due thing with Lindy Weber, but really unbelievable the performance she's put together in this tournament. I don't think we can talk about that enough.
Most definitely, and she didn't give up a run at all in their game yesterday. And then the day before that against Union, she only gave up one earned run. That one earned run came in the form of a solo home run for the Bulldogs.
Left side, it was going fair for a moment and just teeters its way over the line and out. College softball, live SESN and the AAC Digital Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. One runner on board, and we're scoreless in the bottom of the first from Brickyard Park in Kingsport, Tennessee. Chop to the right. This goes foul. Sneed returns to the plate and her at bat. And the count looking very full at 2-2. Sneed pops it up, edge of the outfield, straight back. This one down. Bottom of the first, the Bulldogs lose their first at the plate as she'll head back to the dugout.
And in a game like this with great pitching on both sides, two really stout teams defensively, it would not surprise me if we see a pitcher's duel take place here. Runs might be few and far between, but that really increases the pressure on these lineups to be able to get going, to try to create any type of production.
Chastain walked. She's over on the bag at first. The catcher looking her way a moment ago. Sneed popped up to the shortstop. One away in the bottom of this first, and now taking her cuts, Taylor Penning. Penning pops this up, left side, into the outfield, down, and she's away. Two down for the Johnson Royals, who are tight defensively early.
And that was Caitlin Jeffers showing a little bit of her range there, coming all the way from her post in center field to the edge of the infield to make that play.
Holding off. Emily Higgins at the plate. Plays first base. That was ball one for her. Fouled off over the top of the roof of the press box. It's a long way back. Macy returns to the bag over at first as the catcher looks that way again, keeping her honest in the bottom of this first. Loose ball. Macy advances into scoring position out on the bag at second. Good look for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs early.
It's fair to wonder if the threat of Chastain potentially taking second contributed to that wild pitch from Weber.
Big swing here for the strike. Now for Emily Higgins, the count is full. Higgins, the junior, a .342 average this season. Right side, that one's sailing into the outfield, and the right fielder loses it as a run comes home and makes it 1-0 Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs in Kingsport.
And that's why it was so important for Chastain to get herself in a scoring position on that steal, her 21st stolen base of the season, and then she's able to be driven in after a great hit from Higgins. Higgins has been clutch throughout the week for the Bulldogs as well.
Fouled off, strike one. And now at the plate, the former Red Bank Lion from Saudi Daisy, Tennessee, Bailey Phillips.
You can't really understate the way that she's performed, not just this week, but throughout the season as well.
Ball's loose again. Runner stays on board over at first this time.
She was first team all-conference as a pitcher. She was the pitcher of the year in the AAC, but just as dangerous at the plate as well.
Here's the delivery from the circle. That one's tight on Phillips as she steps back. Phillips, obviously the pitcher of the year for a reason. She's had monumental performance after monumental performance for TWU this season, helping to put Athens, Tennessee on the map in the softball world. Fouls off this time, but the tournament alone, we've been here for two miraculous moments. An unreal grand slam on the first day, and she's just been electric for Tennessee Wesleyan. This time it's popped up. Short left, and that'll retire the side. Johnson University going to try to get the bats working as they trail 1-0 as we flip the side.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Thanks for being with us on the Appalachian Athletic Conference Digital Network and the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Shry here with Lorenzo Robinson. Find the full bracket, press releases, highlights of the tournament, and more, AACsports.com. We're ready to go as we flip sides. Johnson Royals trailing as their bats will come back to the plate. 1-0 Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs entering the top of the second, Lorenzo.
Tennessee Wesleyan striking first. They already won that first matchup. Now being able to score a run early, again, in a game featuring two very stout pitchers. Any run that is scored has to feel great for one side and devastating for the other.
Megan Armstrong first to bat in this second. Ball one. Armstrong from Oliver Springs. Big swing here. That's strike one. Count 1-1 for Armstrong. 110th at bat this season for her, an average of .385. She's got 42 hits this year. Armstrong steps off. Count now 2-1. I mentioned the offensive production of the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs as a team, but same thing going on the other dugout. 39 games, 209 runs, and a team batting average of .333 for the Royals of Johnson this season. They just can do no wrong at the plate.
And at this point in the tournament, we have three teams, Johnson, Tennessee Wesleyan, as well as the Reinhardt Eagles that we'll see later today.
Left side. Oh, she loses it. And so on board over at first, the Royals benefit from a misguided ball that pops out of the glove.
Well hit ball there from Armstrong, a leadoff single, getting a runner on base for the first time in this game for the Royals. But more on that point, we have three teams remaining in this tournament who have great pitching, also the capability of getting hot at any moment. Again, so much pressure on these lineups to deliver.
A lot of pressure is right. So Armstrong singles to left field. Ball gets down into the grass. Now Ashley Duke at the plate. And Duke, somebody who was a big part yesterday. This time she bunts, trying to get her down into scoring position. It works. One in scoring position, one down for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. Sack bunt. Moves Armstrong out on the second. Autumn Kaywood next in the order for Johnson's Royals, who trail 1-0. Fouled off over the top left side. Nice turnout for Championship Friday at Brickyard Park. Glad you're here with us in person, and those of you tuned in live. Bailey Phillips dealing from the circle. Already over 20 pitches. She's got a K. The 2-1. That's really tight and low. Armstrong stays put on the bag at second. Popped up, foul over the backstop. Heads up to the crowd. Almost lost a local police officer there. Phillips is dealing. Fills up our count with one away. Top of the second from Kingsport. The payoff pitch for Bailey Phillips from the circle. Popped up straight back into the outfield. Center right. Coming down. And this one gloved up.
And not far enough to advance the runner from second to the third as well.
Obviously, you can't really direct it that well, but it would have been a nice feather in the cap of the Royals after the sack bunt to have advanced her down to third. They're in that prime scoring real estate. Two down, one on board out at second. It's Armstrong who is hoping to be sent home after Kaywood flied out to right field. This is Allie Dickerson at bat now for the Johnson Royals.
And Dickerson stepped up in a major way for Johnson in their victory over Chua McConnell yesterday. That game was 0-0 for 6 innings. It was Allie Dickerson's RBI that brought in the deciding run for the Royals and saved their season.
Pop foul again over the top of the backstop. Armstrong staying put on second. Bailey Phillips over 30 pitches, 1K. Here's the 1-2. Left side, stays in play to third base, roped over to first, and that'll retire the side. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs handle things defensively in the top half of the second inning. We'll be back as they go to bat.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, and inside of Brickyard Park. 1-0 entering the bottom of the second. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs going back-to-back. I'm Gabriel Shry. Lorenzo Robinson alongside me as we're into the bottom of the second. Lorenzo looking good early.
Absolutely looking good early, and Bailey Phillips got into a little bit of trouble there. Was a runner in scoring position. She was able to get herself out of that situation, leave the runner stranded, and now the Bulldogs look to add to their advantage here in the bottom of the second.
Kaylee Bradley will be the first at bat for Tennessee Wesleyan in the bottom of the second inning. Chop to the left, gathered up by the shortstop, a play over at first, and they're able to cut her down, one away.
That was a nice snag over there. The shortstop Hood able to corral that one and make the throw to first base.
Big swing for the strike. Mackenzie Baldwin replaced her at the plate. Big swing there as well. Almost like she got a piece of it. That was odd how that rattled through. Strike two either way. Lindy Weber brimming with confidence as she lofts in her 30th pitch for the ball. Baldwin's from Limestone, Tennessee, a junior. 101st at bat is right now. 11 runs, 35 hits, and there's a K for Lindy Weber, who's starting off hot in Kingsport with a chance to go to the championship on the line. That's big time.
It is big time, and that's why it was so critical for Tennessee Wesleyan to be able to score that early run. Again, the pitching has been superb from these two all season long and all week long. Again, any time that you can score, you have to be able to use that opportunity to get on the board. Get a runner in the scoring position, you got to be able to convert.
Haley from Evansville, the junior, now at bat. Lindy Weber continues to deal. Count now 2-1. 2 down in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs fouled off. Haley sends that off to our right. Dearman pops this up as well, goes over the top of the press box behind us. The 2-2 fills our count for Dearman. Weber's got a K already. Here it is, fouled off. She stays alive. Dearman taking her cuts, battling it out at the plate for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. They lead 1-0 over the Johnson Royals with 2 down in the bottom of the second. Dearman left side stays fair, lost by third base and thrown over to first to retire the side. Great play from third to first across the infield, sends us to the top of the third from Brickyard Park. Welcome back to Brickyard Park, Kingsport, Tennessee. It's the top of the third now. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs lead 1-0 with a trip to the championship on the line. And this is a look at the final regular season standings, not their current records, just the regular season standings for AAC softball. And we want to remind you, you can visit the AAC website to see the all-conference team, AACsports.com. Some well-deserved award winners. Emily Lovelace and the Reinhardt Eagles, number 20 in the nation, await the winner of this game. Bailey Phillips from the circle. Drops in a strike against Baldridge right away. There's strike 2. Bailey Phillips, the pitcher of the year for 2024 for the Appalachian Athletic Conference, if you did not know. This time a ball, count 1-2. Phillips has recorded 157 Ks this season. Her ERA is a 1.06. Right side, it's foul, but almost stays in play. She'll go back to the plate as she stays alive.
Baldridge getting going can really help Johnson in this game. Sophomore only has 10 hits across 60 plate appearances, so getting her going along with the rest of the lineup may go a long way towards allowing them to get the win.
Big swing. She strikes out the sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Of course, getting going is easier said than done when you're going up against Bailey Phillips.
Maddie Hood, the shortstop, suffers a strike. A lot of time to play with for the Royals of Johnson. Came back in spectacular fashion yesterday to get into this game. Left side, looking for the cut down. First, they got her.
And that's what you're watching for. You're watching for some of those routine ground balls. You want to see how locked in both of these teams will be defensively. Yesterday, Tennessee Wesleyan had a few critical errors against Reinhardt that resulted in a loss, which put them in this situation now where they have to win 3 games today to be able to call themselves conference champs.
2 down already in the top of this third. Caitlin Jeffers batting for the Royals of Johnson University. Tournament hero, conference hero during the regular season. Trailing 1-0 in the top of this third inning to the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan. Baldridge struck out swinging. Phillips picked up her second K. Hood just grounded out moments ago to shortstop. Jeffers 0 for 1. Left side, it's going foul. Way out of play. Fans are out in full force for Championship Friday. It's not as sunny as it was yesterday, not quite as beautiful, but a nice day for it. Mild weather.
I enjoy days like these a little bit more. Just a nice, cool breeze. Not too hot, not too cold. You can't really beat that.
I'm a sunshine guy. I like the sunshine.
Sun is cool, but you know what the sun brings?
Heat.
Absolutely.
It makes it hot. It was hot yesterday. It was almost 90 degrees here in Kingsport. She steps off on the 2-2, and it fills our count. Phillips 158 Ks this season, including 2 in this game. Jeffers 0 for 1 today. Now for Phillips from the circle. Here's the payoff pitch. Right up the middle, it escapes the glove of Phillips, and she's on the bag over at first for the Royals.
And I think she might have been a little bit surprised at how much heat that had coming off the bat. She put her glove down for it a little bit late, resulting in it squirming in the shallow center.
Morehouse, the freshman of the year, to the shortstop, and that retires the side. Bulldogs looking sharp defensively. We'll see what they can do at bat in just a moment as we flip to the bottom of the third.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, and inside of Brickyard Park. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. Thanks for being with us on the Southeast Sports Network and our simulcast to the Appalachian Athletic Conference Digital Network. Caroline Moore next at bat for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. Lindy Weber is dealing and looking sharp early. She's already picked up a K. Off behind us, the Reinhardt University Eagles await.
The second was a nice bounce back inning for her, but already trailing by a run, so she needs to make sure that she keeps the screws tight here in the circle. Cannot allow the Bulldogs to put up any more to stretch out their lead.
Bottom of the third from Kingsport.
And at this point of the year, it's the small things, right? Lindy Weber walked the batter to first. That batter made their way from first to second after stealing a base. It only took one hit for the Bulldogs to get on the board.
Right side, it's down on the edge of the outfield, and she's on the bag over at first for the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan.
And all of a sudden, they have another runner on base. That's just one runner on base. And we've seen already how aggressive the Bulldogs have been along the base pass. They will not be shy about trying to get that runner from first in the scoring position. So this sets up another precarious position, just one hit potentially for another run to be scored.
There's a bunt to the right side, a race down to the bag at first. Looking good early, Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. I think that was supposed to be a sack bunt.
It was, but Lindy Weber mishandled it. It was a grounder, but it took a little bit of an awkward roll. She wasn't able to secure it cleanly. And you can hear the rumblings from the Johnson dugout. They're saying, watch for the bunt, watch for the bunt. They're very aware that a sack bunt is on the table.
Another bunt, here it comes, scoring position down at third, a play over at first, ball's loose, she's coming home, and the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs score a second run. What a play on the bunt as the ball goes wide, looking over to first. We've got a stoppage here down on the field as they'll send her back to the dugout with that run on the board for Tennessee Wesleyan.
And it's the small things at this point of the year. It's those little minute details, routine grounders, making good throws, making sure that you secure the ball. All of those things right now coming to a head. The Johnson Royals not all the way put together here in the bottom of the third defensively. And it's cost them with the Bulldogs able to add another run to their total.
Courtney Sneed, another dangerous bat, is at the plate. And bases looking pretty full. We've got runners on the corners for TWU's Bulldogs. Weber drops in this pitch. Both runners scramble back to the bag.
And there's runners in the corners, but probably more important than that, still no outs. So Tennessee Wesleyan is going to have a chance here.
Ball's loose. Here comes the run home. She's going to go back as the catcher hustles into the backstop.
And there's been a good level of aggressiveness from Tennessee Wesleyan along the base paths this week, but you want to have a level of controlled recklessness. You don't want to just put yourself out there into a disadvantageous situation.
That one's really tight. Right up on Taylor Penning, the senior. She was way out ahead on the count. Now 3-1 as this pops foul towards the fans down to our right. And so back to the dugout she goes. Taylor Penning. Replaced by Emily Higgins, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI.
Sack fly is certainly on the table for Tennessee Wesleyan. Again, just one out on the board.
Popped up, center left, trailing through the air. It's down, she's got it tagged up, headed home, the run across. Tennessee Wesleyan's Bulldogs scoring runs and looking sharp as the Reinhardt Eagles look on from down to our right.
And hit just hard enough, just far enough to allow that runner to advance from third on home. Bulldogs an early 3-run lead.
There's a ball. Speaking of dangerous ones, now there's 2 down in the bottom of this 3rd inning. And at bat is Bailey Phillips. Phillips has been dealing, swinging, pushing her way through this tournament with the Bulldogs alongside her. Lindy Weber fouled off. Phillips sends this into the backstop. That's her first strike. Count 2-1. Big swing by Bailey Phillips. Strike 2. Count now 2-2 as Lindy Weber battling against her. She's over 60 pitches now. Phillips right up the middle into the gap. This one down and escapes to the fence. 4-0 Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs as she gets the RBI.
And the bottom is starting to fall out for the Johnson Royals here. Lindy Weber. Not really the same strong showing that we've seen from her throughout this tournament.
Four 0 bottom of the 3rd, 2 away. Phillips in scoring position out on second for the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan, who are surging in this play-in game. Tennessee Wesleyan's baseball team and just fans of the Bulldogs in general should know that Union Bulldogs and Cavaliers are into the top of the 9th on the other side of town at Hunter Wright Stadium, where it's a 1-run ball game. Union College leading the Cavs. The winner of that game will play Tennessee Wesleyan this afternoon at 3 p.m., and we'll have that on SCSN and the AAC Digital Network. Chopped right. This goes foul over the top of the backstop into the crowd.
And a little bit about that baseball tournament. It could be 17th ranked Bulldogs and the 9th ranked Eagles potentially on a collision course to meet in the conference championship over there.
Left side flies out. And that'll retire the side. The Royals avoid any further damage with some damage control. In Kingsport, Tennessee from Brickyard Park. Right now the score 4-0 Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs as the Royals will be next at bat. Taking a look around Kingsport, Tennessee, we want to say a special thank you to our friends at Visit Kingsport for the accommodations. We're at Meadowview Marriott Conference and Resort Center, and it was so easy to check in. Our stay has been fantastic. It's a beautiful facility We've really enjoyed our stay, and as always, there's so many great things to do in Kingsport, from water parks, from hiking. Right here at Brickyard Park, you can have travel tournaments here, music, festivals, and so much more. We love Kingsport, we love visiting, and it's a short drive from so many major cities. We recommend coming to Kingsport for your next vacation. Visit Kingsport, Google Visit Kingsport, and follow them on social media to find out everything you can do and discover Kingsport. About to get back underway, 4-0 as we enter the top of the fourth from Brickyard Park. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Bulldogs are hot as the Reinhardt University Eagles warming up and stealing peaks from up on the hill down to our right. Reinhardt ranked number 1 in the AAC, obviously the top seed in this tournament, but more notably, number 20 in the United States.
Royals had a little bit of success offensively against Phillips in their first contest this week. Right now, slow arriving bats for this one. They're going to need to get something going. Only 2 hits through those first 3 innings.
Hampton 0 for 1. Phillips taking her time from the circle. Count 2-0. Top of the fourth. Phillips deals, fouled off into the backstop. Popped up, left side, edge of the infield. She's got it. Flies out to left field. Great play by the Bulldogs. And again, there's something to be said, Lorenzo, about these little routine plays that it's like, well, of course they make that play. The teams that are here in these final 3 games are the teams that always make those plays and don't have the little mistakes.
Absolutely, but it also magnifies those mistakes when they occur because you're going up against such a great team. You're going up against a team that's going to be able to capitalize on those. We saw Johnson have a few mistakes in the field a little bit in that previous inning. Tennessee Wesleyan was able to take advantage.
Big swing for the Royals. Next in the batting order is Megan Armstrong, and Armstrong, the leadoff hitter, got on base right away, played really well for the Royals in the top of that first. 1 for 1 on the day. Bailey Phillips deals. Oh, it's right past her right leg, and she's on board over at first as this squelches its way into the outfield.
There hasn't been much success found at the plate for the Royals today, but Megan Armstrong trying to do her best to propel this offense. Already 2 hits on the day against Phillips.
Johnson Royals dugout showing their love to her and Ashley Duke, who's now at bat. Duke steps off. Count 1-0.
Dickerson had the RBI that led to the go-ahead run in the Truett McConnell game, but it was Duke who hit the single to get on base.
Duke flies out right side. Another great play by the Bulldogs. Down along the fence. Both teams flying out in this one, and it's hard to tell, obviously, from the broadcast, but we'll tell you the wind is coming right at us here in the press box, and kind of gusty. It's a little more consistent than yesterday, whereas it was a little gusty and at our back. Today it's towards us and a little inconsistent. Four nothing, 1 on board, top of the fourth. That's fouled off. She stays alive. Second strike there. Autumn Kaywood facing down the pitcher of the year for this conference. Chop to the left, foul. Again, chopped off into the backstop right in front of us. Autumn Kaywood, 0 for 1. Popped up again. This one looks like it might be in play, and it is. Great work by the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. The Royals trail 4-0, and they're going to have to try and flip the side quickly in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, and inside of Brickyard Park. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs, Johnson Royals, 4-0 Bulldogs. Out in front in the play-in game of the 2024 AAC Conference Tournament for the championship. Hiding in those trees, ironically, Reinhardt University Eagles. Getting ready to go for that championship game, which we'll have short order, 1 p.m. Ready to get back underway. Popped up, center field. And one down just like that. Nice play by the Royals.
They've gotten off to a fast start offensively. They can put even more pressure by putting a few more runs under their belt.
Fouled off again.
Lindy Weber really needs to be able to try to keep them at bay here. Royals already on the ropes. It can get even more dangerous for them if Tennessee Wesleyan is able to capitalize a few more times.
Count now 2-1. Weber 2 Ks on the day. Up to 70 pitches. This is fouled off into the backstop left side. The 2-2. Ropes this right to the shortstop. 2 down.
It's exactly the kind of inning that Weber needed, especially with her pitch count starting to climb here in the fourth. Already at 70 pitches.
Carolyn Moore 1 for 1, the right fielder at the plate. Coach comes out, wants to talk to the official. Quick conference back underway. Two down, bottom of the fourth, 4-0. Moore steps off. 2-0 pitch gives her strike one. Now the 2-1. Big swing, strike two for Carolyn Moore. 2 down in the bottom of this fourth. Delivered on for the ball that fills our count. Weber, the payoff pitch, right side, roped into the outfield. It's down, and she's on the bag over at first. Nice hustle play by her. And perfect little bloop right between the dirt and grass.
That's ideal. That's perfect. That's how you coach it up. Her second hit of the game.
One on board at first, bottom of the fourth, 2 away, 4-0. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs lead the Johnson Royals. And she walks by. Macy doesn't like that. Freshman from McDonald, Tennessee, is 1 for 1 on the day.
You know, with how aggressive the Bulldogs have been throughout this week along the base pass, stealing is an option, and we see it here.
I think stealing is an option as she slides into second, and now she's headed to third, and in prime scoring real estate for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs.
And if you've seen them play throughout this week and throughout the season, that can't be a surprise. I'm sure Johnson was ready for it as well. But the throw was just a little bit off by the catcher, Ella Hampton, allowing the Bulldogs to get a runner at third.
2 down, 1 in prime real estate in the bottom of the fourth, where the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs will lead 4-0. Macy doing work, standing by on the plate. Must be pretty distracting.
And I said expect the unexpected for the conference tournament, right?
Left side, that goes foul.
That was only Moore's 4th and 5th stolen base of the year. So not something that she's really known for, not something she's been known for throughout this season, but we've seen multiple players be very aggressive for the Bulldogs along the base pass who are not usually as aggressive in this tournament.
Floated into the edge of the infield, and that retires the side. We'll be back. Johnson Royals looking to stage a comeback and face the Reinhardt University Eagles. Welcome back to Brickyard Park in Kingsport, Tennessee, where the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs have surged out to a 4-0 lead in the play-in game for the AAC Championship for 2024. Reinhardt Eagles awaiting the winner. The Johnson Royals looking to flip the script and get back on top. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, we're to the top of the 5th inning. Lorenzo, time now starting to wind. We're down the back stretch.
We're in the championship round, so to speak. The last 3 innings, there's a lot of pressure on Johnson to try to get themselves on the board. They haven't found much consistent offensive success in this game. They've had a little bit of success. They have 3 hits, but nothing consistent enough to get someone in the scoring position.
Fouled off to the right. Did you watch a boxing movie before we came here?
Boxing is my second favorite sport after basketball. Basketball and boxing, my 2 favorite sports.
The Lorenzo Robinson boxing reference per day counter is up to 2 today. 19 in the tournament. Big swing for the strike.
And on SESN Bet, you can go on the over-under between 9.5 if you want to take the over, you know.
I like boxing. I wish boxing was still more popular and accessible. Steps off, taking her cuts. Allie Dickerson, 0 for 1 on the day. And obviously you're not, it's 4 runs, which is very doable in 2 innings, but 9 outs left to play with.
It's doable, but the way that Bailey Phillips has been performing in the circle, you'd seem hard-pressed to find out where they would get those runs from in this short of order.
Phillips, you're right, basically insurmountable by herself. There it is, right past Phillips, who's in the circle, and a play over at first as she's cut down. The first out of the side.
And you spoke about it earlier, trying to make the routine look easy. That's what Tennessee Wesleyan has been able to do defensively in this game. Penning just calmly collecting that one and delivering it to the first base player, Higgins.
Well, and I think most crucially about that, how many times in this tournament this week have we seen that same exact chop kind of right up through the edge of the circle and the ball has leaked into the outfield and the runners got onto second?
Those type of plays have literally determined the outcome of games throughout the week.
One down, top of the fifth. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldog lead. Royals trying to get some runs back on this side of the inning. Tennessee Wesleyan baseball team and just Bulldog fans in general, just a heads up, it's into the bottom of the ninth on our other broadcast on the AAC Digital Network and Southeast Sports Network, a 3-run ball game where the Union College Bulldogs are ahead over the Cavs. Top of the fifth, one down. Sloan Baldridge over one today. Phillips, wow, big swing, strikes her out. And so that's the third of the day for Bailey Phillips, her 159th K this season for the Bulldogs. From the circle, Phillips looking to send this to the bottom of the fifth. That's tight for a ball. Replacing Baldridge at the plate is Maddie Hood, who's 0 for 1 on the day, the shortstop. Big swing by Hood for the strike. Count 1-1.
And already down by 4 runs, but you can't approach it like that. You can't try to get it all back in just one fell swoop. Just work on it step by step. It starts here with trying to get Hood on base.
Maddie Hood, the shortstop, a sophomore from Greenback. This season, she's been good. This is her 100th appearance at the plate. Her average .313. She has 31 hits, and here's a chop into the outfield, trailing through the air, center left. They got it, and that sends us to the bottom side of this inning in Kingsport. We'll return in just a moment on SCSN and the AAC Digital Network. Welcome back to beautiful Kingsport, Tennessee, nestled in the Smoky Mountains in Appalachia. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, coming to you live. A trip to the championship on the line in the 2024 AAC softball tournament. Bulldogs, Johnson Royals, we're to the bottom of the fifth. Four 4-0 Bulldogs, and now a chance after Bailey Phillips deals through the top of this side to add some insurance runs, and it would be a game changer for TWU. And we've seen them add runs almost every game they've played in this week, in this inning and down the back stretch like this. There's one chop just beyond the circle. It escapes leaking into the outfield, and she's on board over at first.
And they already have Johnson on the ropes. They can maybe put this game out of reach with just a few more.
You can hear the Bulldogs dugout. The kennel, as I like to call it, is fired up. Oh my goodness, we just got an update from the other side of town. I'm looking at the broadcast live on SCSN and the AAC digital network here. A triple walk-off in the bottom of the ninth as this is roped down along the chalk. Boy, I think she got that. Played that in left field and able to get into the ball and send her back to the dugout. What a play.
Great extra effort play there by Baldridge out in left field.
That's an unreal walk-off at Hunter Wright Stadium for the Montreat Cavaliers. So they will face the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs at 3. And we'll have that on SCSN and the AAC digital network. Fired in that ball. Emily Higgins, 1 for 1, a pair of RBIs. Lindy Weber, chopped left, gloved, 1, couldn't turn 2. Really good play, though, defensively by the Royals.
Smart decision there as well to get that lead runner out at second.
Yeah, you know that's the playbook for Tennessee Wesleyan at this point in the Bulldogs. You know they're saying we just have to add 1, maybe 2 insurance runs, and it would take quite the scoring explosion to overcome that deficit. Johnson Royals, a heads-up play, cutting down the lead runner and keeping her from advancing into scoring position. But 1 on the bag over at first as we're getting a change at Brickyard Park. 2 down on this side of the inning. Pinch runner. It seems like we might have the strategy figured out, really trying to score that run and put this on the top shelf. Right now, 4-0, which is no small lead for Tennessee Wesleyan, especially with Bailey Phillips pitching.
Now with Phillips at the plate, you absolutely know what's coming, right? You know they're going to try to get their base runner in the scoring position. And with the way that Phillips has been playing at the plate, maybe that brings in another run.
Chop to the left. This leaks over the line. The 1-1. Right up the middle, over the top of the circle, a runner on board in scoring position, and she's over to first for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs.
Not only is she pitching a shutout in this game, but that's her second hit of this one as well. Again, just a do-it-all star for the Bulldogs.
Makes her count 1-0. Chop, left side, rose that through the air. It's down, and here comes a run that will put this on the very top shelf. The play at the plate, she's safe and across. 5-0 Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs.
That's definitely not what the Royals wanted to see there. Well hit ball out in the left field. Nice job by Bradley. They tack on another run to their total.
Great hit, perfectly placed on the little bloop. And a great hustle play as well, getting down across the plate.
The Royals only going to have 6 outs left to work with, and they have to find a way to score at least 5 runs. At this point, the Bulldogs can still add more runs to their total if they can.
The 2-1. Lindy Weber. They've got 2 down with 2 on board, 1 in scoring position out at second for the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan. Left side, that escapes as well into the outfield, and a runner on third and second now as the bases are loaded for Tennessee Wesleyan's Bulldogs.
And I didn't even think this would be something that we'd bring up, but if a team is trailing by 8 runs after the 5th, then the game is over. I mean, who would have thought that either of these teams would be in this position coming in?
Not even a consideration until now, and another change coming from the dugout, or rather the kennel, of the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. Stepping off. So Phillips advanced to third. Bradley advanced to second. Baldwin singled to left field.
That's Gracie Carlton at the plate right now for Tennessee Wesleyan. Just her 5th at-bat of the year.
Quite the chance, quite the opportunity to do something big with the bases loaded in the AAC tournament. A chance to go on and play the Reinhardt Eagles on the line. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs obviously the favorite to do so the entire tournament. That's tight. And she's walked down onto the bag at first as the run comes home for Tennessee Wesleyan. They extend their lead in Kingsport. Really impressive play by TWU and looking to close it out on this side of the inning.
And this is the danger zone here for Johnson, already trailing by 6. Just 2 more runs for the Bulldogs, and they're going to be able to win the game. It seems like a pitching change is being made.
.16 coming in. While they make the pitching change, we're going to take advantage of this time and take a look at the other side of town where it was walked off by the Cavaliers of Montreat. A 3-run walk-off shot. Unreal. They topple the Union College Bulldogs, and they've advanced to play the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs at 3 o'clock. We'll have that. SCSN AAC Digital Network. Look at them celebrate. That's fantastic. Great call by Gary Justice on that. So Madison Pritchard, somebody else who's really been dealing for the Johnson Royals, looking for what would be potentially the most electric save of her career. Madison Pritchard, a sophomore.
She's 10-4 with a 2.47 ERA as well.
Chopped off foul into the backstop. Six 0 Bulldogs. Bases loaded, 2 down on this side. It's the bottom of the 5th. 2 more runs, and it's a wrap, and we're headed to the championship. There's a lot of teams where you have to start talking about how this one looks like it's over, but not the Royals. I think they can still dig this out. It would take some doing. But the Bulldogs just inches away from ending the game as we retire the side. The Royals get another crack at it. We'll be back in just a moment from Kingsport, Tennessee.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, live from Brickyard Park. College softball underway. SESN. Thanks for being with us. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Thrilled that you're along for the ride for what's been a really good one. We're into the late stages. Phillips ready to go from the circle. If the Bulldogs close this out, he'll go on and play the Reinhardt Eagles, and they were the favorite to be in the championship against Reinhardt, the only team that beat them in the regular season.
And that's what you just have to love about these conference tournament situations.
Left side, roped and caught on the edge of the outfield. A quick out by the Bulldogs. And you can't afford that in this situation if you're the Royals. Right up the middle, looking for that second out. They got it. 2 down in the top of the 6th. Quickly working defensively.
Quickly is right. Tennessee Wesleyan's bat starting to heat up. Just 2 runs away from ending the game. They may have 4 more outs to work with. They may only have 1. Who knows? It depends on what the Bulldogs are able to do in the bottom of the 6th. That's if this shutout inning holds. But back to that previous point, I mean, you have to love that aspect of the conference tournament, the unpredictability. Again, these teams know each other far too well. They've seen each other so many times throughout the year that you almost have to throw regular season and previous results out the window. I mean, Reinhardt and Johnson played in the regular season. Reinhardt was able to handle Johnson. They swept them in their doubleheader. Tennessee Wesleyan came up short against Johnson in the regular season.
The 3-0.
Tennessee Wesleyan came up short against Johnson, but they were able to take a game away from the top-seeded Eagles. So those are all moving parts. They don't really mean too much when you get to this stage. It's always interesting when you're watching conference tournament play happen.
Fouled off right side over the backstop. I just spilled coffee on myself. That's not a joke. It's very hot.
And then yesterday, Tennessee Wesleyan gave Reinhardt everything they could handle and more. So just so much to look out for here this week.
2 down, top of the 6th. A full count. Bailey Phillips, the payoff pitch, and that's going to send her up the chalk and onto the bag at first.
And it's been a while since Johnson was able to get a runner on base. There, Hampton getting herself to first.
Obviously a lot of lift left to do. Megan Armstrong, who plays first, is 2 for 2 today. Pops that up towards the fence, left side, tracked and pulled in by the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan, who retire the side and send us to the bottom of the 6th at Brickyard Park. shortly the season ends for one of these two teams. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs leading 6-0 as we enter the bottom of the sixth. And they can end it all on this side with a pair of runs. We'll be back underway in just a moment. Royals on the defensive side fighting to keep their season alive. Macy Chastain, the freshman, the first at bat. Bottom of the sixth, 6-0, Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. Throws up that bat, steps off, there's a ball.
And I'm sure Tennessee Wesleyan would love nothing more than to slam the door shut here in this inning. You don't want to give a team with as much talent as Johnson another chance to get themselves back into the game. We've seen crazy things happen here at this tournament, so it's not completely out of the question.
Count is 2-1. Left side, it escapes. Wow, well placed. A little bloop just over the top of the gloves of third base and the shortstop, and she's on the bag over at first.
In the all-conference selection, Macy Chastain coming through again for Tennessee Wesleyan. Bringing up another all-conference first-teamer in Courtney Sneed.
Sneed 2 for 3 in this game. This is kind of the worst portion of the batting order to be in for Pritchard and the Royals. They really needed to be somewhere else. They've got the hot bats at the plate, trying to stave off the Bulldogs from scoring those 2 put-away runs. Reinhardt's Eagles are locked in. They're all watching down off camera to our right from the field behind us.
But today, I'm not really sure if there's any portion of the lineup that they really want to be facing at this moment. 7 players in the lineup for the Bulldogs have recorded hits in this game.
Left side, floated and caught easily as that sends her back to the dugout. Good play. Right up the middle, just on the edge of the circle. A play out at second, thrown over to the bag at first. Quickly turning the side. The Royals can still take this out. It's going to take a big, big 7. Kingsport, Tennessee, and inside of Brickyard Park. We're about to wrap up the play-in game. Bailey Phillips is dealing 159 Ks this season, including 3 today. And her duty from the circle, obviously not very outlandish to be able to close out a 6-run ball game where you're out in front, but still impressive, able to build the lead. Johnson Royals do a great job defensively in the bottom of that 6th, flip the side really quickly and give themselves one last chance at keeping their season alive and meeting the Reinhardt Eagles.
And it all comes down to this, their last 3 outs, potentially their last 3 outs of the season. Bailey Phillips, she's been superb yet again. A 6-run cushion to work with as well. Tennessee Wesleyan is trying to punch their ticket into the championship game.
Duke suffers the strike. The 0-1 pitch, strike 2. The Johnson Royals, at the very least, to keep their season alive, must score 6 runs to force extra innings. Duke left side, it goes foul. Good contact with the barrel of the bat, just to give you a perspective of what a tall order that is. The softball team, the Johnson Royals, this season has played in 39 games, 209 runs scored this year. That was a ball. Count 1-2. Bailey Phillips from the circle, the AAC Pitcher of the Year for 2024. They've averaged 5.3 runs per game. Again, it would be an absolute explosion. Left side, 1 down. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs well on their way defensively.
How many times have we seen those same ground balls, routine ground balls, just absolutely eat infielders alive this week? That was a nice job by Baldwin to stay composed and deliver a nice throw to get the out.
Held off. There's a strike. One away. This is popped up, floating center left towards the fence. 2 down.
Now down to their last out. It would take nothing short of a miracle for the Royals to be able to get out of this one with a win.
Allie Dickerson, the last hope of the Royals at this point, popped to the right. It goes foul into the crowd. Look out.
And Dickerson played the role of hero yesterday for Johnson. Can she reprise that role today?
Phillips from the circle, popped up right side, edge of the infield, a race to it, diving, and that one rattles off of the field of play. Waiting for the call here in the 7th inning.
I said it one time before this week, but I don't really think everyone has a total appreciation of just how difficult those plays are physically when you sell out, especially in the infield. I mean, landing on the ground is no joke. It's good to see that she's okay. And those are the extra effort plays that Tennessee Wesleyan has been making in the field throughout this week and in this game.
And that's a great job by the official. She's done a great job down on that right side the entire tournament, making those calls. And a great job, too, of saying, let's take the extra 10 seconds right here and get it right. From the circle, Phillips, left side, pop-up. It's foul, and Bulldogs corral it. Tennessee Wesleyan University wins in the top of the 7th, 6-0 against the Royals of Johnson. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. And we'll have their game in the championship against the Reinhardt University Eagles in just moments. Lorenzo, what an exciting game for Tennessee Wesleyan as they surge to the victory.
Absolutely. They were all business in this game, taking care of the Royals in dominant fashion as well. Now, Tennessee Wesleyan, you know they're licking their chops. You know that they're ready to face off against the Eagles, especially the way that that game went yesterday. Should be another fun one. We'll see if the Bulldogs can complete the 3-game quest to win a conference championship.
1 p.m. first pitch. Be with us, SCSN AAC Digital Network. We'll be thrilled to have you with us. For Lorenzo Robinson, our entire crew today, all the fans, the Bulldogs, and the Johnson Royals, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long. Final score, 6-0. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs win. They advance to the 1 p.m. championship.
All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and our copyright material. Today's game will be archived and available for replay inside of the app or platform where you viewed it. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.